Today we're going to show you a quick and easy way to debloat Windows 11 and not only debloat it but remove some of those annoying pop-up adverts for Microsoft services and also address some privacy concerns in just a couple of clicks. Don't forget to like this video, share it and subscribe to my channel. Doing these three things help us make more great videos for you. Many people have criticised Windows recently, especially Windows 11, for them adding stuff that we simply don't really want. So today I'm going to show you, with the help of this particular app, which will help you rip out all the bloat, all of the Microsoft adverts and restore your privacy, taking your system back to how it was under the early days of Windows 10 or even Windows 7. Now, I know a certain number of people will turn around and say, oh, that's easy, just uninstall Windows and install Linux. But not everybody wants to install Linux. Like me, for instance, I've got loads of apps that are Windows-only apps that I can't transfer to Linux. Also, I don't want to be learning a new operating system. I don't want to be learning new apps. I don't want to be installing emulators to get my Windows app working. I don't want to be dual booting my system between Windows and Linux. And like many other people, I want to use Windows because it's what we know and it's what we love and it just works for us. So one of the biggest reasons I like this app is because it's not too overwhelming, not like some of the other debloat apps where there are many hundreds of settings that you've got to go through, read and understand. This app has simplicity in mind. Now, before we begin, I should warn you that using debloat apps could have unintentional effects on your system, which could cause problems at a later date. Although so far I haven't come across any issues I could attribute to using this particular app. I will show you how you can access this app, but I'm just going to go through how you can use it first of all. I would recommend starting off in custom setup mode. I would recommend ticking only show installed apps. Let it build up a list of your apps. Then once it's done that, click Select Default Apps. This will tick the apps that it believes you don't need, but obviously if you do need a particular app, you can untick the box. And if there's other apps on here that it hasn't ticked that you know you're never going to use, you can tick those to remove them. If you do need to restore these apps at a later date, you can usually get these back from the Microsoft App Store. Moving on now to the next screen. As you'll see, there's some different sections here, and some of the things have been ticked and some haven't. The things that are ticked are the things that the developer of this app would recommend removing or disabling. Everything on this page is optional, meaning if it's not ticked, you can tick it, and if it's ticked, you can untick it. So we'll start off in privacy and suggested content. So here we've disabled telemetry, tracking and targeted ads. So here we have telemetry, tracking and targeted ads. And because it's ticked, it means that these things will be disabled on the system. Now, if you want to find out a bit more about each of these, just hold your mouse over the wording and it will give you more in-depth detail about what ticking this will disable or enable. So please feel free, have a look through these. Going down further, you've got a section here for AI. Now, if you don't like using AI, you can tick all of these boxes and that will remove any AI that's associated with Microsoft on your system. Please be aware though, when you're browsing the internet, you may well see AI from Bing and other third-party providers. There's no way of removing AI from the web as these are usually embedded in websites and not actually installed on your computer. In the appearance section, disable transparency effects and disable animations and visual effects. If you tick these and you have a low-powered system with not a very good graphics card, then this will help the performance of your system. Some more popular tweaks you might want to enable is use classic Windows 10 context menu style. Now, you might be wondering what that is. Now, when you right click on something, you'll get this type of menu. Now, if you've got the classic Windows 10 context menu style, when you right click, you will see this type of menu. So if you preferred the older type of menu, then you have that option to tick use classic Windows 10 context menu style. And the other option here is disable sticky keys, keyboard shortcuts. Now, I think we've all done this in the past. We've all turned on sticky keys and then struggle to find out how to turn it off. So you can disable that so it doesn't accidentally get turned on. Now, you might have noticed that disable fast startup is checked. Now, this isn't a bad thing because whilst it takes longer for your system to shut down and start up again, in actual fact, having fast startup switched on your computer can cause problems with the day-to-day running of your system. As when it's switched on, when you shut down your computer, it doesn't actually shut every part of your computer down, i.e. it doesn't shut down certain drivers and services. It actually puts them to sleep. And if there's a problem with the service or the driver, when you turn your computer back on, it's still there. Whereas if you disable fast startup, it shuts everything right the way down like it used to in Windows 7, meaning that when you start it back up again, it's starting up from fresh, and there it's less likely to crash. Under Windows Update, there's an option to prevent getting updates as soon as they're available. I would recommend ticking this box, as recently Microsoft have been pushing out updates to users as preview updates, which really mean the updates have not been fully tested. And whilst you get them quicker, you are to some degree a guinea pig testing these updates for Microsoft. Under Taskbar, if you want to put your Start button to the left of the screen like it was in Windows 10, then you can tick Left Taskbar Alignment. Obviously, feel free to have a look through other options, and if you need to, you can tick or untick them. But once you've finished with this screen, click on Next, and this will take us to our final screen. And here we can choose who to apply the changes to. We can apply it to the current user, the user that you're currently logged in as, or to another user, or to new users that are set up later on this computer. We can also choose who we want to remove apps for, being either all users or just the current user that you're signed in as. I would recommend keeping Create a System Restore Point ticked, as if any problems occur straight after applying these changes, you can restore the system back. And I would also ensure that Restart the Windows Explorer process to apply all changes immediately is also ticked, so that it does apply the changes straight away. So all we do, if we're happy with what we're doing, we can click on Apply Changes. If we want to double check, we can click on Review Selected Changes and go back. But if we're happy, click on Apply Changes, and then it will go through and it will make the changes for us based on what we've selected. Now, you might find that your Start menu bar may disappear for a little while and other icons off your screen may disappear, but those will come back after a few seconds. And this bit might take a bit of time, so don't try and interrupt it. Don't try and stop it. Let it run through. And there you go. You end up with this changes applied message. And then all you do is you just click on close. And then you just close down this window here. Now, I did say that I'm going to show you how you can get this app. So quite simply, so you want to open up your browser, can be any browser. I'm going to open up Microsoft Edge because it's virtually on everybody's computer. Go to the address bar at the top of the screen, not the search the web bar in the middle, but the address bar at the top. Delete out anything that might be in there and type in there cwtek.co.uk/WD, just as it's shown on the screen. Then press Enter or Return on your keyboard. Once you get to this page here, choose your cookies or consent, then click on Rapphire Win11 Debloat, and then you want to click on these two little copy boxes here, just below that there. Left click once on that, and then click on the Start button in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and type on your keyboard PowerShell. And as you're typing it, it should come up Windows PowerShell just over there on the right. This is very important. You need to click on Run as Administrator just below it. Then if you get this, click on Yes. And then what you want to do is just move your mouse anywhere in that black box there and click once on the right-hand mouse button. That's the button on the right-hand side of the mouse, not the left. Then you should get this appear. Just press Enter or Return on your keyboard. And then after a few seconds, hopefully we should get Windows 11 Debloat appear. Now, I would recommend closing down Edge that's in the background or your browser. So click on the cross just there in the background to close that down. And there we are. You can carry on and follow the instructions that I showed you earlier in this guide.